realizing that that was St. Anthony's feast day, he named the river San Antonio. And then many years later, when the city comes along, the city takes on the name of the river. He is from Padua, Portugal. We were given that beautiful statue by the country of Portugal, the namesake of our city, the patron saint of all small children and lost items, San Antonio. And then folks like to ask, is the San Antonio River a natural river? And it is a natural river. And we do have fish in this river. There's bass and catfish, tilapia, perch, sunfish, all kinds of different fish. It is legal to fish north and south of downtown San Antonio. It is illegal to swim in the San Antonio River. It's a $300 fine. And that being said, more than 350 people fall into the river every year. And it tends to happen more frequently late at night. I'm not sure exactly what causes that, but maybe you guys can help.
I bet I know.
You better keep the girls in line.
Look to the right of the boat here, up above the tree level. There is the bell tower of St. Joseph's Catholic Church.
Sorry.
Built in 1868 for the German
Oh, how
population
pretty.
here in San Antonio. They were looking for a place to have mass in their native language. And even to this day, on the third Sunday of every month, all of the hymns are sung in German by an all-male choir.
I would love to go there.
Beautiful church on the inside. They did add a lot of beautiful stained glass to that building in the early 1900s. Looks like something fell into the river right there, guys, and they're trying to do a little fishing to get it out there. We do drain this river, not every year, but every couple years. The last time we drained it, they found about 800 cell phones, purses and hats, keys, bikes, and
oh my gosh.
over there by the restaurant, 200 pounds of silverware. What are people doing? Throwing knives and forks into the river. Crazy, right, guys? Takes about a week, and then we get back to giving these great little tours here. And then look to the right of the boat above the bridge level there. That is the Torch of Friendship, given to the city of San Antonio in 2002 by the country of Mexico. 65 feet tall, 90,000 pounds. Made by the artist Sebastian from Chihuahua, Mexico. Many of those types of statues throughout the country of Mexico.
Alamo Street.
And that one is meant to look like two hands joined together in friendship. And it represents the friendship between Canada, Mexico, and the United States. We're going to come to a little stop here as we come out from underneath this bridge. Make sure no boats are coming in here. And we're going to make a left-hand turn. And let me start talking about the hotel that's going to be on the left-hand side of the boat here. The Hilton Palacio del Rio Hotel, the Palace on the River. Built in 1968, San Antonio hosting the World's Fair. We want one more hotel to be built, but it needs to be built in less than 1 year. And people said it could not be done, and no one wanted to take on that project. Look to the front left of
Look
the
at the
boat.
duck.
We're talking about that hotel right there. But a local construction company and the owner of that company, HB Zachary, said we can get it done. And not only did he say that they could get it done, he was so certain they could get it done on time, they even booked this entire hotel out even before he started construction. Well, folks, he had a plan. The first 4 floors and the elevator shaft were built right here on this location. But the 485 hotel rooms were built 7 miles south of downtown San Antonio at the HB Zachary Construction Yard. But not only were they built, they were completely finished, ready for guests to check in. Towels in the towel racks, soap in the soap dish, beds, bedspreads, nightstands, Bibles, paintings on the walls. Then they were loaded onto semi-trucks, brought down to San Antonio, lifted into the air with a special crane. Each one of these squares weighed 70,000 pounds. They did 10 the first day. They were doing 20. They were doing 35 of these rooms a day by the end. This beautiful hotel was built in 202 working days, just a little bit over 7 months.
Wow.
It opened up 5 days
California
before
still
the
can't
World's
build a
Fair.
high-speed rail.
HB Zachary makes good on his promise to the city of San Antonio.
This is awesome.
Gets
Really
his
is.
name in the record books for the longest
Hey, you can build a
building
house in
of
2
time to be
weeks
built
if you
in
do
such
it
a
right.
short period of time. And
believe
San
it.
Antonio's left with this palace on the
It's
river,
just booking the
the
subs.
Hilton Palacio del Rio Hotel. Guys, you see this
Reliable.
captain right here
Yeah,
on this
that's
orange
the
boat
problem.
here? That's
Oh, this is
Captain
beautiful.
Bob. He was captain of
Captain Bob!
1943, 44, and 45. Yeah.
That's joke number 1.
So that's joke joke number one, okay. This is La Villita, the little village in 1722. This is where the families and soldiers that supported the Alamo mission lived. Later, during the Battle of the Alamo, this is where Santa Anna's cannon line was, and they fired.
That's where I want to go, that little village.
Onto the Alamo.
Oh,
Currently, there are restaurants down here.
No, this one right here, the La Villita, whatever it is.
Up at street level. La Villita's
Right
known
there. It
as
says
the
La Villita.
oldest
That's what he
little
said.
village in San
Yeah, they have little
Antonio.
cafes and shops.
And we are entering the Arneson River Theater, built in 1941. This is an 800-seat open-air amphitheater. To the left is the seating. To the right is the stage. And we have shows on this stage to this very day. And when we
That would be so much fun.
Here. You might recognize that stage to the right of the boat from a movie that was partially filmed here. That's right, guys, the movie Miss Congeniality.
Oh.
Up on that stage during the swimsuit scene of that movie. They also filmed in front of the Alamo.
Oh my gosh.
This bridge right here is known as Rosita Fernandez's bridge. Rosita Fernandez was the star of the show right there on that stage for 25 consecutive years. She was given the title First Lady of Song by Lady Bird Johnson, said to have never missed a performance. It's still performed to this day, 67 years later. Fiestas, Noches de Rio, beautiful Mexican dresses, and great Tejano music, performed every summer right there on that stage. These longhorns coming out of the river represent the cattle drives that came through downtown San Antonio, and they lead you directly into the Briscoe Western Arts Museum. Built in 2013, it has Santa Ana ceremonial sword, Pancho Villa saddle, a fully restored Wells Fargo stagecoach, and a great interactive dioramic of the Battle of the Alamo. That was the public library from 1930 to 1968. Currently, it's the Briscoe, and it's named after Dolph Briscoe, a former governor of the state of Texas. And this is one of those bridges we don't want you to reach up and touch. Has some sharp edges. 10 in the United States, 4 here in San Antonio. Made out of cast iron, bolts and rivets. There are no welds on these bridges whatsoever. They were made in Berlin, Connecticut in the 1890s. And this one was moved to this location in order to save its historic value.
Wow.
And as we come out from underneath the bridge here, this is where that first Catholic Mass was said on June 13, 1691. Father Massonet says Mass in this general area, realizing that it is St. Anthony's feast day. He gives San Antonio its name. And then look to the right of the boat here. This little heart-shaped island is known as Marriage Island. Over 300 weddings are performed on that little island every year.
Aww.
It is said that if you get married or proposed to on this little island, your union will have many years of blessings and much love. And there have been weddings performed on that little island since the Mexican Revolution. And this is Old Mills Crossing. Shallow water, hard-packed ground, a great place to cross the river throughout the 1800s. Teddy Roosevelt and the Rough Riders frequented this part of the river during the Spanish-American War. There was a mill here where locals would come with grains to be made into flour for bread and tortillas. A busy marketplace for over 100 years downtown San Antonio. And then look directly above you there, see those Christmas lights in the trees? San Antonio has over 100,000 Christmas lights out this time of year. From the day after Thanksgiving through the second week of January, we turn our beautiful Christmas lights on. And it took a crew of 15 people, 10 guys, 5 girls, 3 months to put these lights out here. They use pulleys and ropes to climb to the very tops of these trees and decorate the trees for you. And then it takes them 4 months to take them back down. And if you get a chance to come out later tonight or one of these days or the next few days, make sure to come out and enjoy the fruits of their labor. Look high to the sky, to the left of the boat, underneath the American flag, you will see gargoyles that stick out 6 feet from the corners of the Tower Life building, or the Smith Young Towers as they were originally called. There's 16 of them up there, and those used to be rain spouts. Water would come out the mouth of the gargoyle there. And then look to the left of the boat, the same building, right above the trees, right below the second floor. You see those grotesques? that run all along the second floor there, those evil faces. That's right, both of these architectural styles are a neo-Gothic style of architecture meant to ward off evil spirits and bad business. The Smith brothers, being very superstitious, had these items added to their building. It was built in 1929 at a cost of $3 million. The stock market crashes, the Great Depression happens. The Smith brothers go broke and they sell this building for $300,000 in 1931. That was the tallest building in San Antonio for over 60 years. Does anybody remember the Sears and Roebuck's department store?
Yep.
Yeah, it was like the Amazon of its day, right? Well, the second Sears was in this building, the first 6 floors there for 10 years.
Wow.
And one of the most famous purchases that took place there was LBJ, the future president. He marries Lady Bird Johnson here in San Antonio. Well, he sent a friend there to buy the wedding rings. But the friend did not know what size she wore, so he bought 12 wedding rings, brought 12 rings to the ceremony, and then the one that fit her they kept, and the other 11 they bring back to the Sears here. I remember as a young boy looking forward to the Christmas catalog every year and being excited to see what toys were going to come out. Yeah, that's right. It was called the Wish Book, right? Yeah, that's it. We're too young to remember that. Look to the right of the boat here, the International Center, the Free Trade Offices of Canada, Mexico, and the United States, the North American Free Trade Agreement. And look at that beautiful Bexar County Courthouse in front of us there, built in 1897 out of red sandstone, granite rock. That is the oldest and largest courthouse in the state of Texas. And if you look back toward me at that Tower Life building, it looks like a big ship coming down the river.
Oh man, that looks awesome.
Another feature that the brothers had built into this building, the whole top of that building's been vacant for many years, and they just started building $1 million condos at the top of it this spring. They said they're going to build some affordable ones in the lower levels. Let's see what they consider affordable, right guys?
Can you imagine living up there?
Yeah, it'd be awesome, wouldn't it? I took a tour of it. It's a beautiful building, views just for miles. We'll blow my horn here coming out into two-way traffic. We're going to turn right, head north. You could turn left and go south about 180 miles to the Gulf of Mexico. Anybody want to go to Cancun? Here we go.
Yeah, let's go to Cancun.
100 yards down the river there. There's a 15-foot waterfall there at floodgate number 5. No, Captain Mike will be looking for a new job in the morning. Especially with my manager coming, he'll be on me. Look, he's already checking me out. He said, don't even think about going that way. There you go, there you go. And what are those shiny things up there on that bridge in front of us, guys? Those are locks, and this is known as Lock Bridge.
We have that on our
Put
dam.
your initials, write your anniversary date.
Yeah, we have a Lake Murray dam, and they put locks on it.
Lock your love away forever. There you go, there you go. But look at the name of the street. It's Dolorosa. That means painful in Spanish.
Yes, it is.
I've done a lot of research, and it's a complete coincidence, folks. I can't find it. It's pretty funny, though.
It's not a coincidence.
And once we come out from the bridge here, you can look back on this side. There's more locks on this side. And then look up there at street level to the left of the boat. There's a little chapel up there. And you can get married right there at the courthouse chapel. We see weddings up there all the time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there. Yeah. All right.
This is a man-made part of the river here known as the Flood Control Channel. 15 feet deep in this area. 1921, San Antonio has a great flood. Millions of dollars worth of damage. 50 people lose their lives. San Antonio, along with a young architect from the University of Texas, Robert H. Huffman. He's 27 years old at the time. He designs the entire Riverwalk. The little walls and bridges and sidewalks, all of it's his concept. And all of it is a flood prevention plan that's meant to keep the downtown buildings safe from flooding. It was built in 1941 by the Army Corps of Engineers at a cost of $440,000. Pretty hard to believe, right guys? You can barely build a house for that nowadays. Look to the right of the boat here, the Drury Plaza Hotel. But what's interesting about that building is that used to be the Alamo National Bank. And when they built the hotel, they saved all the innards of the bank there. The bank teller lobby and the vault and all the chandeliers. And you can go in there and check it out. And it's like going back in time into an old bank from back in the 1920s. And then look here to the left of the boat, up through the sidewalks and then back through the trees to the left there. That white building is San Fernando Cathedral.
Ooh,
1731,
that's where you're going.
16 families come from the Canary Islands
there?
and start that religious community. That's the oldest cathedral in the state of Texas.
I wanna
And
go
the
there.
remains of the patriots that died at the Alamo are buried in that cathedral right there. They show a great little movie on the
Jim
faucet
Blue
of that
was married
building
there
after
as well.
dark.
Oh, he
Called
was?
San Antonio, the Saga. It's free. You sit in the grass. It's accompanied by music and a light show. It's pretty cool. It's worth going to check out. It's only like 30 minutes long. And it's,
At night,
and
they
the
said a light
cathedral's
show.
very beautiful
They-
as well. It's worth going to check out. Look directly in front of you here. This beautiful
There's a big
bald
park
cypress
across the
tree is
street
known
from
as the tallest
big plaza
and
right in the
oldest
country.
tree on the Riverwalk. It's over 100 feet
Oh,
tall.
man, look at that.
350 years old. That beautiful tree
Oh,
is
that
also
looks like
known
fun.
as Ben Milam's tree. Why is it called Ben Milam's tree? Well, Colonel Ben Milam escaped from a Mexican prison, was across the river here during the Battle of Bear. A Mexican sniper in the tree shoots and kills Colonel Ben Milam. But then those snipers escape. They go to Mexico City and they alert Santa Ana as to the whereabouts of the Texas soldiers here in San Antonio. 3 months later, Santa Ana comes back with the Mexican army and they fight the Battle of the Alamo. So it's like the battle that led to the Battle of the Alamo. This is floodgate number 3 here. It closes from the top down. The one where I blew my horn, the one that I said has a 15-foot waterfall. They come out of the river like drawbridges. This is part of Mr. Hugman's plan here. Even to this day, when floodwaters threaten the downtown area, close the gate. The water goes through the flood control channel to the gate, the Gulf of Mexico.
So that's
no damage
in
has
the
been done to the
Villarita.
downtown buildings by flooding since Mr. Hugman's plan was put in place. And then look to the right of the boat here. The flood-gate 3 condominiums are the newest condominiums on the San Antonio Riverwalk. But what's really cool about these condos are they have the only robotic parking garage in all of Texas. And you park your car at the bottom in an elevator and get out of it, and the elevator takes your car up to the parking garage and parks your car for you. And then when you want your car back, you call it with an app, and it brings your car downstairs to street level for you.
Can't
Pretty
hide
cool,
money.
right? Yeah, there's only 60 units there. It's a beautiful place.
I wonder what that costs.
Look to the
Right.
they're not selling any of them. They're renting them, and the one bedroom goes for $4,000 a month.
That's
Look to the
not
right
bad.
of the road here,
Really?
the Esquire Tavern, known
For
as
what
the
it gives you.
oldest bar on the Riverwalk. It opened up in 1933,
A modern
right
house
after
in Fresno's
Prohibition.
$2,000.
A
Yeah.
fully functioning bar.
I would think
And
it'd
you
be
say,
more.
How is that possible? It was a barber shop a few moments ago. Well, yeah,
Oh
it was a
my
barber
God,
shop
these
upstairs,
buildings
but
are
it's speakeasy
incredible.
That's an
downstairs.
apartment.
And you'd go
That's
in
an
and get your
apartment.
haircut. You might come out with a different kind of buzz. Yeah, that's right. They both have the longest wooden bar in the state of Texas. It's over 100.
Man, there's too many choices here.
Gonna go
I
nice
think they
and
drink
slow here in
around
one
here.
of our building
I
areas.
think they drink around here.
You know, I meant to eat. Like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, I don't know where I'm going to eat.
I haven't eaten today, so
I hadn't
Guys,
either.
you
That's
see
why I
me
ate that
standing in line
popcorn.
here.
Been eating
These are
today.
tourists in their natural
And I didn't want to, like,
habitat.
drink
yeah.
something that I haven't
you
drank.
might feel kind of bad.
Only margaritas. Look to the right of the boat, though, above those folks in line. They're up on the 3rd floor. That white statue there is an Aztec warrior statue, and this is the Aztec Theater, one of many Aztec-themed theaters throughout the country in the 1920s.
We
Black
got
and white
on into
silent
it at
movies
the
of
right
day.
time.
Charlie
They're all waiting
Chaplin
on
even
these
performed
boats.
Here. Big shows are still held right there at the Aztec. They have a 2,000-pound chandelier in the lobby of that building, and it was built at a cost of $1.75 million at the start of the 1920s. And then look at this bridge directly in front of you here, the Robert H. Hugman Bridge. But that bridge is also known as the Selena Bridge. That's right, folks. They just Jennifer Lopez up on this bridge in the movie Selena. That's right. Selena was a Tejano star from Corpus Christi, Texas. But
Hey, how are y'all?
throughout the Latin American community. The real Selena, her husband Chris, they did stand on this bridge one day celebrating the fact that they had become stars in the Tejano music industry. And Chris still lives here in San Antonio and performs on the west side of San Antonio all the time at a place called Pix. Look to the left of the boat here, La Mansión del Rio, built in 1853. This was an all-boys school at that time, 100 students. Later it became co-ed, continued to grow, outgrew this location, and became St. Mary's University and Law School. Some alumni from the law school came back, purchased that beautiful building, turned it into the great hotel you see there today. The cast and crew of the movie Selena stayed in this hotel while filming here in San Antonio. And even to this day, when big stars perform in San Antonio, quite frequently they stay right here at La Mansión. As we come out from underneath the bridge here, look high to the sky to the left of the boat. It's going to be an optical illusion. The 1930s Nick's Hospital looks like it's standing on one wall. Check it out. Look straight up to the left there.
Oh my gosh.
That was a fully functioning hospital in the 1930s. One of only two in the United States at the time. They had emergency rooms, surgical suites. They even had air conditioning. Whoa, pretty high tech for the day, folks. Some famous people were born there. Carol Burnett, Colonel Oliver North, Michelle Rodriguez of the Fast and Furious, and a former mayor of San Antonio, Mayor Henry Cisneros. This part of the river gets busy late at night. You can come dance the night away. Lots of bars and clubs.
Oh, they got a Harley Davidson. Oh God, I gotta go there.
Directly in front of me there, that cream-colored building, the Hyatt Regency.
I wonder if they're
Built in
open.
1981. It's only
Dadgummit.
16 stories tall. And you say, why is that?
I have a
Captain
98
Mike?
Road
Well, let
King.
me tell you why. Because
So I
the
have to have a
Alamo
shirt
is
from
on
here.
the
Of
other
course.
side of that river. That the building, and they did a lot of studies to make sure this building would not cast a shadow on the war memorial that is the Alamo. There's even a city ordinance that prohibits a shadow being cast onto the Alamo. Great little jazz club here at the On the Bend Jazz Club. They have live music every night. Looks like they got a guy there for lunch today as well. Look high to the sky, to the front, right of the boat. The Texas flag is flying over the casino club building. And no, folks, we won't be gambling in San Antonio tonight. That was a social club in the 1920s. The German business community looking for a place to have business meetings and social events. Built this beautiful building in 1927.
Man, I wonder how you can get in that.
Currently the first two floors house restaurants.
Oh, I'd like to go to the top.
Condominiums. Alex Haley,
Oh my God.
Roots lived in these condominiums for many years. So did Tommy Lee Jones.
Uh-oh.
And you're like, man, kind of nice place. Might want to get me a place there. Well, you better come back tomorrow and get your name on the waiting list. There's currently a 5 to 7 year wait.
Wow.
This part of the river is known as Restaurant Row. And people always ask, what's your favorite restaurant on the Riverwalk? Let me tell you what I like to do, folks. Come down and get yourself a table by the river. Wait.
Ooh!
Go by. Check it out. They all got pretty cool things going
Look
on.
at
We
that.
got steaks. We got Mexican food. We got seafood. We got Mexican food. We got German food. We got Mexican food. We got Italian food. We got Mexican food. We got Asian food. We got barbecue. We got one, folks. Mexican food. Yeah. Get you a table by the river. Waving the
That's what I need to do.
Have a good time like all these
Oh
people
my
right
gosh.
here. Yeah, we got food from all over the world, and it's hard to not have a good time on the San Antonio River.
Woo!
Look to the right of Look to the right of the boat. That white building is the Clipper building. That's where Mr. Huckman had his offices in 1941. And look right there to the front right of the boats by the stairs. That's a little bust of Mr. Huckman. That's what he looked like. He was trying to convince people it was safe to have a business along the river, because after that big flood, no one wanted to open a business down here. So he brought his architectural offices to the Riverwalk because he was convinced it could be a big thing for the city of San Antonio. Well, boy, was he right. It's the #1 tourist attraction in all of Texas. In 1946, Casa Rio opened up. It's known as the oldest restaurant on the Riverwalk. Excellent San Antonio Tex-Mex food. And not only that, folks, they're the ones that came up with the idea of riverboats. Back in the day, if they did not have a table to seat you at, they would put you on a gondola, troll you around the river for a little while, and then when your table was ready,
That's
they'd bring
a
you back
great
ashore and
idea.
seat you at your table. Now that's pretty good customer service.
That
now,
is
guys.
awesome.
Not like these days where they hand you a beeper and tell you to go stand off in the corner.
I wonder how long it takes to walk all this. I wonder when the Harley shop closes.
Guys, Queen Elizabeth came to San Antonio in 1991.
I have like a closet in my house that has all the shirts from everywhere. I got a shirt from Paris. Everywhere I went. I've got several Texas shirts, but I don't have the San Antonio.
Here off the natural river, turning back onto this man-made portion of the river here.
And then I collect the poker chips from them.
1968, San Antonio's hosting the World's Fair. We're expecting millions of people to visit the city of San Antonio. How are we going to move all these people? There you go. How are we going to move all these people from hotels and restaurants behind us
it's
to the Tower of
mile and a
America to
half,
the Hemisphere Plaza in front of us?
Oh, that's
They make
nothing.
this man-made channel 3 feet
I knew
deep,
somebody
concrete
who had it on the
walls,
internet.
concrete
Huh?
bottoms.
I knew somebody
And they
would have asked it and just answered the
Yeah,
internet.
that's awesome.
All year long.
That's
Those were
easy.
paddle boats. Later came gas
I'm just
boats,
paying
and these
attention
beautiful
like I'll
electric
come
boats
down
came in
here.
2017.
Now you know where everything's at.
Yeah, I'm going to go there next.
To the left of
But I
the
wanna go to that
San
little
Antonio
village
Chamber of Commerce, move to San Antonio, get a
before
little
it closed.
love
The
for
shop's
chamber,
closed.
Open a business and enjoy this great city every day of the year. And just past the chamber building here, this little mural on the wall there makes it look like you got butterfly wings. Later tonight, it's lit up by a black light.
Where? Oh,
People
I
love
gotta
to
get a
take
picture
themselves
there.
Photo right there in front of that mural.
Yep.
Just like these folks right here doing right now.
Of course, I'm dressed like a bum, but who cares? I went back to try to put tennis shoes on and yoga pants.
That pink building is known as the Marriott River Center.
That's where I am.
1988, that's where we started our little tour here today. But what's interesting about that building is there was already a hotel on that property. The 1906 Fairmont Hotel was a 3-story tall historic building, and they did not want to tear it down. So what did they do? They jacked it up. They put dollies under it, and they put tires on those dollies, and
Oh
they
my
literally
gosh.
drove that building across the streets of San Antonio. 2.2 miles. Remember when we were in La Villita? That's where it's at today, a fully functioning hotel. It took 6 days to drive that 3-story tall building down the streets of San Antonio. And it was a huge event.
Sorry, friend. Sorry, friend.
It was a huge event.
These some of your people.
came from
Yeah,
all
they're all
over the
Mary
world
Kay.
to check it out. And it's a Guinness
realized
Book
that's
of
all
World
that
Records
she
for
had
the
Mary Kay on
largest
her
building
Yeah,
ever
you'll
be
see a
built
ton
on
of it. It's all
air-filled
leaders, though.
tires.
It's all
And
directors.
there's a great
Yeah.
YouTube video about it. Check it out.
National
It's
sales
called the
directors and
Fairmont Hotel.
directors. So
I forget that's
And then directly
I
in
mean,
front of us here,
I mean,
the
we
newest
have
lady on the
multi-million
Riverwalk,
dollar
the
earners in this.
2022 Stargazer.
I forget
She's
that's
made
still a
out of
thing.
89
Yeah.
pieces of
It's
Mexican
huge.
lava rock. And the
They're
artist
advertising
Pedro Reyes leaves it
dollars,
up
and
to your
they-
opinion what she's
what they
looking
pay
at
the
through
consultants
that
and the
marble
directors
star
and the
she's
nationals
holding in her
is
hand.
like nationals
She's
have
looking at the moon.
retirement.
She's looking at the
So when
stars.
they
Or is she
retire
looking into the
for
future and
15 years,
asking,
they get
when
paid.
are the Dallas
They
Cowboys
take
gonna
their
win the
last
Super
5
Bowl
years
again?
as a national,
Oh my God.
and they
Your
average it out,
stargazer might
and
be
they pay
looking
them
for an
that. So
eternity.
like it's nothing to retire
Look
and
to the
make
right
30
of the
to
boat here, to
50,000
the
a
right of
month.
these 2 hotels
For
in
15
between the
years,
trees.
and if you
That's
pass away,
the
your
Tower
family
of
gets it.
Americas, the centerpiece
That's better than my
of the
firefighter retirement.
1968
I mean,
My
it's
daughter will
insane.
get mine when I die.
750
Well,
feet to the top
you
of that
really
building.
have to.
3 decks, an
You-
observation
well, you have to
deck, a
retire at
bar, and
60,
a restaurant.
so.
The restaurant spins around on
I
itself
was a
once
firefighter.
every
I got
hour.
hurt. I took
It's an
it
excellent
No,
place to go have a
60,
meal and check
65.
out the
Okay.
beautiful San
You retire at
Antonio
65.
skyline.
So,
There are
like, but you have to
953 stairs to the top
You
of
have
that
to
building.
minimum
Twice a
3
year, they
years
will let
be a
you climb
national.
it. Once a year, we have a race
That
to
just
the
means
top.
you have
The
20
record's
sales
5
directors
minutes,
under you.
18
And there's
seconds
other
to the top of
criteria
that
for it, but
building.
it's
I went up there
it's
and had dinner
achievable.
a couple weeks ago. Takes almost a minute to go up in that elevator, and I can't imagine climbing those 953 stairs. Right? And we're back to the River Center Mall, guys. Built in 1988. This is the second largest mall in the city of San Antonio. Over 125 shops and stores. Restaurants down here at river level. An IMAX theater that shows a great documentary about the Battle of the Alamo called Alamo, The Price of Freedom. An aquarium, a Legoland Discovery, a Dallas Cowboy store, a store that sells nothing but purple items. I didn't even know that was such a big thing, but I guess it is. Purple.
We're not in Viking country.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Look directly in front of you there, up on the 3rd floor. That's a Leggett Adventure Center. That's like rope climbing and wall climbing for children and adults.
Oh my gosh.
This island we're about to go around is a stage. We often have shows up here. We had mariachis during Fiesta. We had rock and roll bands and country bands up there all summer long. So you can come down here and get you a table and rest your weary little feet for a while. Little people watching, a little shopping. There's often a breeze blowing down here during the summer. It can be nice to come down here and enjoy a little breeze, a little shade. During the winter, like maybe tonight when the cold front blows in, it can make it quite exciting to drive around.
Oh, I wish it would stay this weather.
Right?
And then, guys, it's not about the color of the boat. It's
This
about
is
the beautiful pump
South
bed
Carolina
because the
weather.
designs cut into the side
But it
panels.
was really cold.
You guys
But
are
to
on
me,
the Dove boat,
Yeah.
represents
35
peace and
cold.
love.
One of my close friends, she lived in Hilton Head for a
Yeah.
long time.
The
I'll
300
tell her
They
I
have
talked to
great
her.
weather.
Yeah.
I love Hilton Head.
She lives in Bishop now.
I love it, and Bluffton.
A mission
I don't
boat
know.
that
I'd like to
celebrates
bring
the
that up to
5
her.
Spanish missions here in San Antonio. And then there's my favorite boat, the
Yeah, I don't know.
military.
My
boat.
friends have a
San
place in
Antonio is
Bluffton,
known as
and
Military City. We do love our military
I have
here
another
in San
friend that has a
Antonio.
place in
This
Hilton
does give me a
Head.
great
I love
opportunity
Hilton
to
Head.
welcome anybody on board
But I
currently
love Bluffton
serving,
better.
previously served in
It's
our
a
country's
little more
military.
low-key,
Let us
and
all
it
give a big
has-
round of applause and thank
It's got
you for
little
serving our
cafe,
nation.
little
We love
great
you guys here in
bands.
San
It's not
Antonio.
so Bluffton's become like not Bluffton. Hilton Head's
As we
become
leave the lagoon here,
kinda like
guys,
Myrtle Beach.
Not often you
Oh.
can drive your riverboat
Oh.
right through the middle of a mall.
To
or a
me.
boat
I
ride.
trust your opinion.
I meant
mean,
like
she left
restaurants.
there.
They're
Yeah.
like chaining.
Yeah. It does take a taste out of the place.
Yeah.
It takes a
But Bluffton has these little areas where you'll go and
Well,
they have a
guys, we are back
band
to
and
where we started from.
Kind
Y'all
of like
were
how
great
Gulf
guests. Thank
Shores
you for
was like in the
listening.